Hello dear fans, friends, subscribers, this is your host Ram here. Well, I'm not really starting my cricket show because there still seems to be some glitches on my system. As you know, I've been struggling. So I'm just trying to check the waters whether it's working or not. I made a few changes on my system. So let me see whether this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read out some what I can do is I'll read out some cricket article and we'll see how it goes. Let me read one article here. Now I'm just trying to see what I can read. Let's read something here, and I'm just going to test the waters here. Okay. So let's. I'm just a read. I mean, it's not something a report or anything. Just a read. Just wanting to test how far this video goes, and after making those changes in the systems, whether things are really working. So just as I said, it's a plain read here. If a straightforward grab from the outside edge of Ben Stokes turns out to be Michael Clarke's final test catch in Test cricket, then it will be an entirely fitting epitaph for the captain's 4 years marshalling his men in the field. That's because the catch was taken on the bowling of Nathan Lyon, a man who has grown enormously under Clarke's wing to become a central player in this team and arguably Australia's finest off-spin bowler. Given the many and varied difficulties faced by the nation's spinners in the 21st century, the growth of Nathan Lyon into a genuinely world-class bowler should stand as Clarke's greatest legacy to the Australian team. Several months ago in the West Indies, Lyon became Australia's most prolific off-spinner. With his wickets at the Oval, Lyon has climbed into the top 10 off-spin bowlers in the history of the game. Only Muttiah Muralitharan, Graham Swan and Jim Laker have bettered Lyon's strike rate. By any measure, it is quite a feat. But when the context of Australia's spin bowling in a post-Vaughan world is added to the picture, well, the achievements of Lyon in partnership with Clarke enter the realm of the extraordinary. All statistical measures of the game indicate it has never been harder to bowl finger spin down under, while the expectations created by Vaughan were such that a succession of his replacements were crushed by their weight. Back in 2011, Clarke started his captaincy without even knowing who his spin bowler would be. A relentless cycle of selection missteps and indifferent performances, a churn through Stuart McGill, Brad Hogg, Bew Casson, Cameron White, Jason Kretzer, Nathan Horrocks, Xavier Doherty, Michael Beer and a fledgling Stephen Smith. On his first tour as captain in Bangladesh, Clarke reflected on what he wanted. White and he made it clear he was not looking for another Vaughan. That much had not always been clear among others. The one thing we need to continue to remember though is we are never going to get another Shane Warne. Well, that's absolutely sure that we are not going to get another Shane Warne. He is one of those persons who can never be rivaled in cricket. And Michael Clarke actually made a statement when he was in Bangladesh in a Dhaka hotel room. He's one of a kind, and I think as the Australian public and the expectation we have with our spin bowlers, things have changed. We certainly haven't got Warney, we have moved from that. But I do believe spin bowling will play a huge part in Australia's cricket success going forward. It's just about using them the right way, supporting them and getting the most out of what they do. Hopefully I can set some good fields and show them good faith and support them as much as I possibly can. So Lyon was then hurled into the fray on the basis of one promising domestic season for South Australia and a short Australia A2 to Zimbabwe. When his test team arrived in Sri Lanka for Clarke's first test assignment in charge, most figured that Beer would play first as the incumbent spinner, but Clarke and the selector on duty, Greg Chappell, warned to Lyon's flight dip and spin, offering him a debut on a turning pitch in Galle. Right from the start, Clarke proved true to his word in supporting Lyon. Very first ball, he dived to claim a blinding catch and Kumar Sangakkara edged a biting off break. A feel-good 5-wicket haul ensued, immediately shoring up Lyon's place in the 11, also firming his relationship with Clarke. If Lyon and Clarke had little in common off the field, it made negligible difference to their growing affinity on it. The road from Galle 2011 to the Oval in 2015 has not always been a smooth one. Lyon was twice dropped from the team 2 years ago, first for Doherty when bowling inconsistently in India, then for Ashton Agar when bowling rather better in England. But by the third test of the Ashes series, Lyon was back in the 11, and he has stayed there ever since, improving all the time and growing in the sort of confidence a spin bowler must have. Now I'm going to read you out a different article. As I said, I'm just seeing how long this can go on. I'm just testing the waters, as you would all know, dear fans, subscribers, before I really come back to brass tacks, I would say. So let's look at the match that happened today. That is, today was the I reckon it was the third day's play in the match between England and Australia, and I'm just going to have a sneak peek at it. I mean, I feel that it's a problem which has already started. Just wondering whether I have a feeling that things are not really working. But let me check it. Let me speak to you about this particular test. But again, as I said, these are just plain reads, right? So it's only a matter of testing going on till such time I actually get a handle on this problem that I've been facing for probably now almost not a week, probably for the last 3 or 4 days. So I want to see whether this particular video is actually coming through for you, my dear fans, friends and subscribers. So I'm just trying to see whether this is coming through to you. So once if it happens, then I can come up with my report. So let's see. Let's have a look at the fifth Investec test, where Australia are in a very commanding position. In fact, England are the ones with their backs to the wall situation. They today followed on. They were all out for 149, and then this was the third day today, and then we saw that England succumbed to 203 for 6. So Australia still, in fact, they still have an arrears of 129 runs to wipe off before they can actually make Australia bat again. Just reading something from this particular match here. Now, just talking about it, see, it was Nathan Lyon had not had the expected impact, the ball gripping sharply at times, but not all that often. 2 wickets in an over were a vital contribution nonetheless. Jonny Bairstow leading to a cracking catch by Adam Voges at short leg as an inside edge flew there at some speed. Ben Stokes giving Clark a third slip catch when he pushed at one that turned out of the rough. It was some time later that Bairstow, or anybody for that matter, became aware of TV replays showing the ball had struck the grill of Voges' helmet. Strictly speaking, he should have been ruled not out. There's a reminder of Bairstow's fate in Mumbai 2 years ago, when he was given out at silly point of Gautam Gambhir's helmet from the last ball of the session, and India refused to withdraw the appeal. Bairstow would probably have preferred not to know. So far this is going on, so I'm going to just go through the whole hog, because as I said, I want to test whether this particular broadcast is coming through. Now I will read something different, just wanting to like you can say that, you know, I'm probably reading some sort of cricket news or something. Now let's have a look at some other article here. Now, cricket matches, it is widely believed, can actually turn towards teams on individual pieces of outstanding skill, slices of magic and freak happenstance. India's turnaround, as far as India's turnaround is concerned, moment on day 3 of the Pisara test, it's a little difficult to put a finger on. Was the fall of the last 7 of Sri Lankan wickets for 65 set about with the end of the Angelo Matthews Laido Thirimani partnership in the 85th over, Vishen Sharma's He-Man and the Master of the Universe snarled, or the welcome Galle marauder Dinesh Chandimal received with the first ball clatter onto his helmet. Now, these are something that, as I said, just an experiment. It's still going on, so gone for almost 10 minutes now. So that is, well, as I'm talking.
It's like you're asking me to compare between James Hetfield.
So I feel there was a bit of interruption, but I thought it is